Hey, Shalom, this is your brother Iwanathan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekha Kwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Now, the question I want to pose to you all before we watch this clip and respond to it through the Spirit is when Jacob's trouble happens. All right, let's go get some precepts on Jacob's trouble, on what it's going to look like. All right, this is Jeremiah 30:6. It says, "Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child." All right. "Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all the faces are turned into paleness." Now, the big thing with the Bible, must you understand, is prophecy. The scriptures tell us what's going to happen before it happens. All right, that's why the elect of Israel, of the so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, and the dispersed Israelites among every nation of people, that's why they're going to have stability of thy time before the return of the Lord. As all these plagues are happening, as World War III is happening, as the famine is happening, as the famine of the word is happening, because they understand prophecy. Yeah, they're going to be in the midst of it, and there's going to be some heinous things going on. But at the end of the day, because they know the new song, they know these things have to come to pass, and how they were going to come to pass, and what the enemy's agenda is, right? So in verse 7 here, it alludes to a time that's prophesied to come in the future, just before the kingdom of heaven is established, just before the return of the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. There's a time called Jacob's trouble that we must go through before entering in. And that time is going to consist of a lot of death, a lot of great death amongst our own people. All right? So this is Jeremiah 30:7. "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Now, when you think of all the most horrific things that have happened in history, what the scriptures here is telling you, that this time that's to come in the future is going to outdo all those times, documented or undocumented, even the flood. Okay, even the siege of Jerusalem in 70 AD, even slavery. It's going to outdo all of that, right? That's how gruesome it's going to be. And it tells you this in Daniel 12:1, Matthew 24:21. Okay, we don't have to get it. But there is a time coming to where everybody's going to have to revert back to their natural gender roles, because that's what this clip is. This Eve is basically going into. She's basically, she's become what Esau, Edom wanted our women to become, to be used as a weapon against our men. And, the Lord also gave a lot of our women over to the spirit that's on this lady called Pastor P. Okay, but let's go listen to some of the clip, and then we'll let the precepts fly here. Let's go.
Abrasive woman. That's not attractive to me. I don't want to date myself.
Do y'all even know what a relationship is? Because I'm listening to this and it's funny. Y'all know relationships are for bums. See, males. No, serious. Males. Highest.
She sound like the IUIC. She said relationships are for bums. Now, that's strange, because the Lord desires a relationship with us. Is the Most High a bum? See, this is that Queen of Heaven spirit. And when you listen to a lot of things people could say, the charisma behind it, the tone, can make it sound very appealing to the flesh. But you need relationships for life to be worth living. Okay? The Lord was willing to, give his life, lay his life down for his friends. All right? So that they could partake in immortality. Because he wanted to enjoy the kingdom of heaven. He wanted to enjoy that glory with them. Relationship. But let's continue. Let's see what she has to say. All right.
Interest is sex.
Yep.
Y'all's
100%.
interest is emotions. You do realize if you supply your own needs, males will still chase you for sex, and they need relationships. Y'all don't need relationships.
That's strange because in Isaiah 4:1, even if a woman, she's gathering her own, she still needs protection. That's part of a woman's needs, right? And they're going all the way back to the dawn of time. Who provided protection to the women and children? You see, because we're in a metropolis, and Elder Gabar always says this, cities are made for women. Metropolises were made for women because what? You have conveniences, you have the running water, you have the market. Everything is convenient and plush to where you could be comfortable, right? What happens when all of that is stripped away? What happens when there is no running water? Where you can't just go down the street in peace? Where you can't pick up the phone and call 911? What happens when you don't have access to these conveniences? People revert back to their natural roles. The closer you are to the survival line of life and death, the quicker people revert back to the natural. Okay, just say you're downtown and all the lights go off. What's going to happen? All the women are going to scream. The children are going to cling to their parents. People are going to revert back and go into a survival mode. And everybody's not going to be equal when you're in a survival mode. There's roles. And that doesn't make anybody less important or less pivotal to the grand scheme of what the Lord has laid everything out to be. But, everybody has to play their part. We're not playing each other's part just for the sake of saying, oh, I can do it too. That's silly. There's beauty in order. There's beauty in having a role.
Need them. Y'all looking for clout. Y'all looking
No,
for
no, I want to be with somebody one day. I don't want to just I want a man. I will submit to a man. If I find a real man who meets all my requirements, I will submit.
Y'all want males to be something that they're not. Y'all want males to be emotional.
No, because I still expect him to do what he I still expect him to fuck other women. If he is making fucking millions, he's gonna go have sex with another girl.
Do you want him to give you money?
It's not what I want, but that's the
That's
reality
true.
of the
Look at
situation.
In terms of relationship.
He had Hagar. But he loved Sarah. That's just how the Lord created things to be, and that'll be. And that's not our focus at all. All that shit's in the backseat, bro. It's in the trunk. All right. The big picture is righteousness ruling in the earth. Okay. Dominion of the earth being back in the rightful owner's hands, because the earth was made for our sakes, right? All right. And all the things therein. That's why the scriptures tell us he shall give us the heathen for thine inheritance. People are a part of the things that are in the earth. And they're gonna be given over to the sons of God, to the elect men of Israel, the people, the resources, everything. First and foremost, starting with Yahweh Shai, then King David and the Lord's men on down. So, this is just something that came down my timeline. I figured I'd respond to it. What Elder Yaltazak said it a little while back. We were talking about the sisters, hey man, y'all ain't as big as a deal as y'all think y'all are. We not thinking about y'all like that. There's bigger things that are on a man's mind, a man of the Lord's mind, than a woman. Okay? But, we got to address these things. And this is, also to give perspective to brothers that are new and sisters that are, new, or just people that are coming across, the spirit, surfing online. Let's go get the natural order that the hierarchy that the Lord gave. Okay. All right, so this is Ephesians 5. I'll start at 21. It says, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God. And that's what you see even amongst the body. You have heads of camps, you have officers underneath them, and you have, brothers underneath of them. You have helps. There's a chain of command. It doesn't make another man greater than another, but for the sake of order going forth, all right, and the mission being fulfilled, there's rank. Okay? So we submit ourselves one to another. So the whole thing about it is nothing, especially men. I'm talking about men of the Lord here, not just niggas in the world. But regardless if a man knows his truth or not, if he has a wife and she's with him, she should be submitting unto her husband. But all the men of the Lord, if you're a sister and you're with a man of the Lord, there's nothing that he requires of you that he's not required to do. We have to submit to people that are heads over us and say, okay, this is my part, and receive instruction, be attentive. The men, it's about to run it down for you. The same way Yahweh Shah forwards the will of his Father, we do as well underneath Yahweh Shah. So all the things that we do, you're expected to do. There's nothing that we require of a woman that we don't do ourselves. Okay? Verse 22, Salakia. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord, because that's really what it is. You falling in rank in that order is you expressing your love and obedience towards the Lord by submitting unto your husband. That's how you express your love towards the Lord. All right? Just like for us. The scriptures tell us in Psalms 2, kiss ye the Son, lest he be angry. Okay? We have to acknowledge the Son. We have to go through him first. He's our bridge to the Most High. So as Yahweh Shah is our bridge to the Most High, who's your bridge to Yahweh Shah and the Most High? Your husband first. It's that simple. And before that, your father. All right? For the husband is the head of the wife, even as the Mashiach, okay, the anointed, is the head of the church. And he is the savior of the body. Provision, protection, problem solving. All that is within Yahweh Shah. And for the woman, you get that from your man. Provision, all right, protection, problem solving, and also procreation. Okay? A woman having children, that's a highlight of a woman's life. Getting to be the mother of a nation. Okay? Therefore, as the church is subject, all right, unto Christ, so let wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, even as the Mashiach also loved the church and gave himself for it, put his life on the line for it. All right? That's the kind of love a man is supposed to express for his woman and his children over his house. Be willing to lay his life down in righteousness, all right? That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. Okay, he guides his house by the decrees and instruction given from the Most High. That he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourisheth it and cherisheth it, even as the Lord the church. All right, now let's go back to this clip here.
Do you want money or do you want emotion?
But that's how, like, you can have money and emotion, but you need to understand your man is gonna fuck another girl. He can give you money and emotion. He's still gonna have sex with another woman if he's like, if he has enough money. Yes, he is.
No.
I've been with plenty of them. Yes, he is.
The male is not gonna ever love you because the male is incapable of love.
That's not true. I don't think the male is incapable.
She said the male is incapable of love. What is love? Okay. The scripture is simple as is love. If you love me, keep my commandments. Is obedience. You express love through obedience. All right. This is We'll just start at verse 12 here. John 15:12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. And how did he love us? Verse 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. Okay, expressing love to obedience, like I said. And here, laying down your life for something greater than yourself. Okay? He laid down his life for his friends so that we all can have the opportunity to enjoy life. So he must get out. We got to get this man the praise. We got to give Big Bro the praise, man. Because without him, we don't got nothing. We have no way back. We have death and not life. Okay, but this love here is going to have to be reciprocated. All right, it tells you that, and let's go get it. So, like, yeah, it's in Romans 12. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. So we don't get access to this relationship by doing nothing. No, man, we got to walk in it. Our whole purpose for being has to revolve around the mission. Okay? And be not conformed to this world. And that philosophy that she's spewing and pushing on that panel is of this world. It's not of the spirit. Okay? And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Okay? Is it the will of God that men and women, don't come together and be fruitful and multiply? Don't come together in the order that we read in Ephesians? Okay? Is that the will of God? Of course not.
Love.
Yeah.
I don't think they're completely incapable.
I think men love really hard.
Oh, no, they don't. No, they don't. See, I have a book called The 41
And also, man, when you in mass, do men or women go fight and die to protect the ones they love? In mass. Okay, now women will put their life on the line for their children on occasion. But in mass, that's something the average man will go put his life on the line to protect his family and his loved ones, his friends. So this is complete BS, but it speaks to the feminist agenda. It speaks to the motifs that they've been bombarded with in Esau's queendom, like the rhetoric and the jargon in the world that women have been bombarded with. This speaks to that, that inner serpent within them. So this sounds good to a lot of people, and you'll see, like, if you go watch this video and look at a lot of the comments, you'll see a lot of the women backing her up and praising her and being like, oh, she's so deep and intelligent. No. This is very fleshly, dark, and unspiritual conversation. Okay? But let's continue on.
Of men, and I have a book called The 5 Components of Love. And I teach women how to be queens. And the one thing y'all chasing men for, the reason why you...
There you go. She teaching women how to be queens. That queen of heaven spirit, man. This is a form of idol worship. Subscribing to this mentality, this philosophy, this wine.
Never get it? It's because they can't
But
give
a queen's not a queen without a king. It's a king.
We need each other.
Are you sure about
It's
that?
a king and a queen.
Are you sure about that?
It's a king and a queen.
Are you sure about that? Because the ants, because we talk of science, we talk of logic, right?
Yeah.
So there is no such thing as a king ant. The ant colony is run by women. There is no such thing as a king bee. So you can't say that because the facts of nature show otherwise. See,
but what about a lion?
Ding, 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 ding. What about a lion? Now, she uses the animals, and the Lord, he uses animals in the scripture. He said, go to the ant, thou sluggard, to show, particular characteristics that we should have. Or he might call a man, he's a beast man, the beast-like man, or, to show that a man has a lack of order. Things of this nature. Esau calling himself the eagle because it flies higher than the rest of, the animals, showing the pride that he's lifted up with. Now he sees himself above. Okay, but this makes absolutely no sense according to the scriptures, what she's trying to push. And that's what we measure things with. Like it says in Isaiah 8:20, If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. 1 Peter 4:11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God, which the oracles were the prophets, oracles of God, that the Most High in all things may be, glorified. Go read that the whole precept for yourself. Okay, 1 Peter 4:11 and Isaiah 8:20. Okay, let's continue on. Let's see what else vomit she has to spit up.
But Auntie, we are insects.
No.
I mean, I'm also religious, and I feel like our originating story is like Adam and Eve. It's not like Eve, and it wasn't like Eve.
See, like here's the
Adam.
thing. So look, like I get what you're saying. You want women to be empowered and to be able to deal without men, and men don't love and all this other stuff, and I get it. But you got to understand that that's a strategy that's going to leave a lot of women miserable.
Oh, it's only going to leave them miserable because they're deficient. They're codependent, and they think that they can get their needs met by males, but they can't. And so what they'll do is get their energy sucked dry as young women, and then when they hit my age, when we hit the wall, and winter.
Why are they getting their energy sucked dry? The thing about in our culture, there's no such things as dating or recreational sex. Okay, that's something that would never be accepted in ancient Israel. Okay, there's a reason why a woman, when she was married to a man, she would have to present the tokens of virginity. Okay, if we want to talk about how marriage actually went, it was the merging of two families, and it was a beneficial union to both families, and also, for that thing to be consummated, that girl had to be a virgin. She had known no men. The same way the Lord compares the elect men of Israel to virgins, because we're not tainted with the philosophies of this world, and there's no deceit in our mouths. We spoke the new song. Okay, we operated on the vibration that He set forth. Okay.
Come,
Facts.
yeah. When winter comes, then they'll get back on here, and y'all will tell them, hey, y'all should have chose better.
Yep.
So the reason why
winter hasn't truly come, because we mentioned Jacob's trouble in the beginning of the lesson, right? Jacob's trouble is going to be that real winter coming, when the conveniences of the metropolis are snatched away, when you can't pick up the phone and call 911, when you can't go down the street to the convenience store and pick up a loaf of bread, when you can't just walk down the street in peace without somebody, questioning you or knocking you across your head for the things that you have, or just knocking you across the head for you to barter you for things that they might need. You're going to need protection, provision, problem solving in that time. And who's going to be providing that? Hey, the Lord's right hand, Yahweh Shah. Okay? The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Thus saith the Bible. Okay?
Choose better because they don't choose themselves. They choose y'all. And they shouldn't be choosing y'all. But
I disagree, because the thing is that for all of human evolution, we've always been better together than apart. Like the thing is that you don't understand, right? You're able to say the things that you're saying now because you enjoy the modern conveniences that men have built up, where you can be by yourself.
What man? Because I read your book, and all
right. So after this, she tries to gaslight. You guys can go watch the rest of it. But after this, the conversation is just, it's no real point for me to go any further. This isn't a spiritual person, and she's not going to lead anybody to salvation. But she's gonna catch a lot of our 2/3 ass women to follow after her rhetoric, and they're gonna die. They're gonna die here on this side, and they'll be made right again in the kingdom. All right. So with that being said, I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us the truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.